Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful. Dear students, I am Dr. Asrar Ahmed and it's my lecture number 15 regarding consecutive reactions of the subject reaction dynamics, and the course code is CHEM 4146. Dear students, what is meant by consecutive reactions? Consecutive reaction are those reactions which involve a series of steps before the final product is formed. Or you can say, in consecutive reactions, one reactant changes into an intermediate product A, then this intermediate product changes into intermediate product B, and intermediate products are formed, and at the end you get a final product. The example of consecutive reaction is given here. For example, decomposition of ethylene epoxide. This is ethylene epoxide under rate constant K1. It changes into acetaldehyde, and this acetaldehyde free radical under rate constant K2, it converts into methane and carbon monoxide. So this is the consecutive reaction because ethylene epoxide is converted into acetaldehyde and acetaldehyde into methane and carbon monoxide. So consecutive reactions are those reactions which involve a series of steps before the final product is formed. Dear students, there are two types of consecutive reactions, and it depends upon the order of the elementary reaction. Number one, first category is the first order type consecutive reaction, and second category is the consecutive reactions in which first reaction is first order and the second one is the zeroth order. So you can say there are two categories of the consecutive reaction. Number one, first order type consecutive reaction, and consecutive reactions in which first reaction is first order and the second reaction is the zeroth order. Dear students, now in this lecture we will study in detail first order type consecutive reactions. According to first order type consecutive reactions, these are those reactions in which first elementary reaction as well as second elementary reaction follow the first order kinetics. It means first step and the second step, both they follow first order reaction. Dear students, the example of the first order type consecutive reaction is very important because all radioactive elements which decay, they follow the first order type consecutive reactions. For example, when uranium-238 eliminates one helium molecule, or you can say it is the alpha particle. So when uranium emits this alpha particle, then it converts into thorium-234, and this thorium-234, after the emission of a beta particle, it converts into proactinium, and proactinium 234 radioactive isotope is formed. So in this reaction, when a radioactive decay takes place, you can see here that in the first step uranium 238 converts into thorium 234. So it is a first order reaction. Similarly, when thorium emits a beta particle, then it converts into proactinium, then it is also first order kinetics. So first reaction and the second reaction, they both follow first order type mechanism, due to which we can say radioactive decay is the most common example of first order type conjunctive reactions. Dear students, now we will study kinetics of the first order type conjunctive reaction, and we suppose that a reactant first under rate constant K1 changes into product B. This B is the intermediate product, and under rate constant K2, this intermediate product B is converted into product C. And we suppose that when there was 0 second time, any time was 0 second, then we have initial concentration of reactant A naught and concentration of B 0 mole and concentration of C also 0. But after time t second, what happened? After time t second, the product C had C moles and product B had B moles, and the remaining concentration of reactant A after time t, it will be A molecule. So you must clear here what is difference between A and A naught concentration. So A naught is the concentration of reactant when time is 0 second, and A is the concentration of reactant A when there is time t second. So by applying rate law, by applying rate law, we will find the rate of reaction. Dear students, here the rate of reaction depends upon two things. Number one, the rate of consumption of A and the rate of disappearance of B. So, first of all, we will calculate the rate of the consumption of A. So, this rate of the consumption of A is directly proportional to the available concentration of A. Therefore, we can say that minus dA over dt is directly proportional to A. Minus indicates with the passage of time, the concentration of reactant A will decrease. So, this minus indicates the decrease in concentration of reactant A with the passage of time t. So, minus dA over dt is directly proportional to A. This small a is the concentration of reactant A at time t. So, if we eliminate this proportionality, then mathematically we have to take a constant. So, this constant is the K1. So, K1 is the rate constant when reactant A changes into product B. So, minus dA over dt is equal to K1A. It means the change in concentration of reactant A with the passage of time is equal to the product of rate constant K1 and the concentration of reactant A at time t. Dear students, just separating the variables and integrating the resultant equations, we can say that minus integral dA over A is equal to K1 integral dt, and after applying the rule of integration, this equation became minus log natural A is equal to K1 T plus C. And dear students, remember that this C is the integration constant. Similarly, Here you have to remember that when time was 0 second, then A was equal to A naught. If A is equal to A naught, then this equation 1 can be written as that the value of C will be equal to minus log natural A naught. Dear students, if we put back this value in equation number 1, that C is equal to minus log natural A. This is equation number 1. So this is minus log natural A is equal to K1T minus this is the value of C, and the value of C is minus log natural A naught. So this equation became minus log natural A is equal to K1T minus log natural A naught. Dear students, here minus log natural A naught is negative. If we put this value on the other side, or you can say if we add log natural A naught on both sides, then here it will be cancelled. So this K1T will be equal to minus log natural A plus log natural A naught. And dear students, if you apply the rule of logarithm, then you can say according to equation number 2 that K1T is equal to log natural A naught over A. According to equation number 2, log natural A naught over A is equal to K1T. So this equation number 2, it is the integrated rate equation. And this is the equation of straight line, and the straight line will pass through the origin because log natural A naught over A, it is the dependent variable, while time t, it is the independent variable. So from here you can have the unit of K1. The unit of K1 are per second. And if you apply half-life period for the such type of reaction, then you can say that the half-life period for the reactant A will be equal to 0.693 over K1, and this half-life period indicates that this is the first order reaction. Dear students, now you can say that equation number 2 can be written as log natural A over A naught is equal to minus K1T. Just it is the rearrangement of the equation number 2. If we rearrange equation number 2, then we can say log natural A over A naught is equal to minus K1T. Dear students, in mathematics, if you want to remove this log natural, then we have to take this equation in the exponential form. So by writing this equation in the exponential form, this log natural will be cancelled with the exponent. So remaining values will be log natural A naught over A is equal to K1T. So this equation number 2, this is the integrated rate equation, and it is equation of straight line that will pass through the origin. Log natural A over A naught will be dependent variable and time will be the independent variable. Dear students, similarly, half-life period for such reaction will be written like this: A over A half-life period with T half will be equal to 0.693 over K1, and according to equation number 2, log natural A over A naught is equal to minus K1T. By removing this log natural, you can say A over A naught is equal to exponential base raised to power minus K1T. So if we rearrange this equation, then you can say we multiplied this whole equation on both sides with A naught. After multiplying with A naught on both sides, this A is equal to A naught into exponential base raised to power minus K1T. Dear student, this is the equation number 3. And according to this equation, AT will be equal to A naught into exponential base raised to power minus K1T. Here, AT is the concentration of reactant A at any time, and A naught is the initial concentration of A. So, concentration of A decreases exponentially with time. This point is very important to remember, that concentration of A will decrease exponentially with the passage of time. Dear students, now if we want to get the net rate of the formation of B, then we have to use this formula. The net rate of the formation of B, it is equal to rate of formation of B from A minus rate of consumption of B. So here we have rate of formation of B from A according to equation, this one, back one, it will be equal to K1 into A, and rate of the consumption of B will be equal to K2 into B. So net rate of formation of B can be written that dB over dt is equal to K1A minus K2B. So the net rate of formation of B will be equal to dB over dt is equal to K1A minus K2 into B. So if we put the value of A from equation number 3, this is equation number 3, in this equation, that dB over dt, so this equation can be written as that dB over dt is equal to K1 A naught into exponential base raised to power minus K1t minus K2b. Dear student, this is the value of A. Similarly, if we rearrange this equation, then after rearrangement of this equation, we can have K2b plus dB over dt is equal to K1 into A naught into exponential base raised to power minus K1t. So, this is the variable non-separable first order differential equation. In the differential form of the equation, this type of equation can be written as dy over dx, it means change in y with respect to x, plus py is equal to q. Here p may or may not be a function of x, but q is a function of x. So this equation that is written above at the slide, this equation is in the mathematical language can be written as dy over dx plus py is equal to q, where p may be or may not be function of x, but q is a function of x. Dear students, such an equation that you are seeing here, if you want to solve it, then we have to find an integrating factor, that is IF. And the value of integration factor, after its determination, we will multiply the whole equation with this integrating factor, and the integrating factor will be calculated by using this formula. IF mean integrating factor. So integrating factor is equal to exponential base raised to power integral from 0 to x into p into x into dx. In the present case, p it will be equal to k2 and q it will be equal to k1 a naught into exponential base raised to power minus k1t. Dear students, you have to remember that p will be equal to rate constant k2 and q it will be equal to k1 into a naught into exponential base raised to power minus k1t, and time will be independent variable. Dear students, by applying the integrating factor, we can say it will be equal to exponential base raised to power integral and time limit from 0 to time t second into k2 into dt is equal to exponential base raised to power k2 into t. So multiplying the differential equation by ek to t we will get. So this equation, this one which is in this differential form, if we multiply this equation with this integrating factor e, mean exponential base raised to power k to t, then we can write this equation in this way, that k2b into exponential base raised to power k to t plus exponential base raised to power k to t into db over dt is equal to k1 a naught into exponential base raised to power minus k1t into exponential base raised to power k2t. So if you see in this side, then you can write this side in this form, that d into b exponential base raised to power k2t over dt will be equal to this value, that is k1 into exponential into a naught into exponential base raised to power k2 minus k1 into t, because here we have divided subtracted k1 from k2. So just by rearranging this equation, we can say that d into b e raised to power k2t over dt is equal to k2be into k2t plus exponential base k2t into db over dt. Dear students, now we will separate the variables and then integrate this equation. When we will separate the variables and integrate, then we will get that integral d into b e raised to power k2t into k1 a naught integral exponential base raised to power k2 minus k1 into t into dt. And if you solve this side of the equation, then you can say that after integration we will get the answer after simplification, that this b e raised to power k to t is equal to k1 a naught exponential base raised to power k2 minus k1 into t divided by k2 minus k1 plus c. And students, remember that this c is also integration constant. Similarly, we will find its value, we will put the value of c here, and then we'll try to solve the equation. So dear students, this is the equation number 4, that b k 2 t is equal to k1 a naught over k2 minus k1 into exponential base raised to power k2 minus k1 into t plus c. Let us suppose this is equation number 4. If we apply the condition that when time was 0 second, then intermediate product B has 0 concentration. So if we apply this condition, then this value of C will become minus K1 A naught over K2 minus K1. So by putting this value of C back into equation number 4, we will get the equation that be raised to power k2t is equal to k1 a naught over k2 minus k1 into exponential base raised to power k2 minus k1 into t minus k1 a naught over k2 minus k1. Dear students, remember here this value of c we will put in this equation number 4, and after putting this value of c in equation number 4, we got this equation. And if you look at this equation, here one thing is common in both these portions. Common point is k1 in both these two terms. Over k2 minus k1, a naught is also common. So by separating out the common terms, k1 into a naught over k2 minus k1 into exponential base raised to power k2 minus k1 into t minus 1. So we can say that this is the equation that B e k to t is equal to k1 a naught over k2 minus k1 is equal to e k to t into e minus k1 t minus 1, because we have taken this power on the exponential base separately. Similarly, if we if we try to solve this equation, then we will get this equation in this form, because here this ek2t, if we divide this ek2t on both sides, after dividing this ek2t, we can get the value of B, that is the concentration of intermediate product. So B will be equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into ek2t into E minus K1t divided by e raised to power k2t minus 1 over e raised to power k2t. So this is the equation number 5, which has been obtained by just simplifying this above equation. When we simplified the above equation, then we get the values inside the bracket e raised to power minus k1t minus e raised to power k2t, because we have divided this ek2t with the denominator. So this is the value of B, and the value of time at which the concentration of the reaction intermediate B is maximum, it will be called Tmax. Dear students, here we will understand these two different terms. One is the Tmax and other will be Bmax. What is meant by Tmax? Tmax mean the time at which concentration of reaction intermediate B is maximum. I am repeating the sentence. The time at which the concentration of the reaction intermediate B is maximum, this time will be called Tmax. Similarly, according to definition of critical point, that maxima in this case, the rate of change of B with respect to time is 0 at Tmax. When there will be time Tmax, then change in B with respect to time, it will be equal to 0. It means when time will be maximum for the formation of reaction intermediate B, then dP over dt will be equal to 0. This 0 will be according to the definition of critical point. What is critical point? What is critical point? Critical point is that temperature, or at that time, at that value at which two different substances exist in equilibrium. So we have that term critical point here. So according to definition of critical point, this change in B with respect to time t at time t max, it will be equal to 0. If we differentiate the equation 5, dear students, this is equation 5. If we differentiate the equation 5 with respect to time, then we can say that dB over dt, this is the dB, B over dt, dB over dt. So this is the change in concentration of B with respect to time is equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into dE raised to power minus K1t divided by dt minus dE raised to power minus K2t over dt. So dear students, this equation which we have obtained after differentiating the equation number 5 with respect to the time, we have simplified it that dB over dt is equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into minus K1 exponential base raised to power minus K1t plus K2 into exponential base raised to power minus K2t. So if we apply the term as given here, that dB over dt at Tmax is equal to 0. So this right hand side of the equation, it will be equal to 0. If we apply the condition that at time maximum or at T max, dB over dt, change in concentration of B with respect to change in time t, is equal to 0, then we can say that the right hand side of this equation will be equal to 0. So if we equalize the equation, right hand side of this equation with 0, then we can get that k1 a naught over k2 minus k1 is equal to k2 into e raised to power minus k2t max minus k1 e raised to power minus k1 t max, because here we have replaced this time t with t max. This is the change in this above equation. When we apply the condition that at T max dB over dt is equal to 0. Dear students, if we simplify the equation, then we can say that this 0 will be equal to k2 into exponential base raised to power minus k2 t max minus k1 into exponential base raised to power minus k1 t max. So k1 into e raised to power minus k1 t max will be equal to k2 into exponential base raised to power minus k2 t max. Similarly, k1 over k2, by dividing this k2 with k1, it will be equal to exponential base raised to power minus k2 t max into exponential base raised to power k1 t max. So if we take the common term, then we can say that this side of the equation can be written as k1 over k2 is equal to exponential base raised to power k1 minus k2 into t max. Dear students, if we apply the log natural to this equation, then this exponential base will be eliminated. So if we take log natural k over k2 on both sides, then this log natural k1 over k2 will be equal to k1 minus k2 into t max, and this t max will be equal to 1 over k1 minus k2 into log natural into k1 over k2. Dear students, from this equation you can calculate the maximum time for the formation of reaction product B, but just by knowing the values of rate constant K1 and rate constant K2. Dear students, now we will find out the value of Bmax at Tmax. Now we will find out the value of Bmax at Tmax. The concentration of B product B, reaction product B, that we will say B max at time T max, it will be determined by putting the value of T max in this equation. Dear students, we have find the value of this T max. Now we will put this value of T max in this equation. B is equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1. So if we place the value of Tmax here, then we can say that Bmax is equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into exponential base raised to power minus K1 into, so this time T, its value that we have written here, this one, we will put the value of time T max here in this side, so it will be 1 over K1 minus K2 into log natural K1 by K2. Similarly, just putting the value of T in this side. So if we simplify the equation, then this B max will be equal to K1 A naught divided by K2 minus K1 into exponential base raised to power K1 over K2 minus K1 log natural K1 over K2 minus exponential base raised to power K2 divided by K2 minus K1 log natural K1 over K2. Dear students, now we will further simplify this equation, and after further simplification we will get that this Bmax is equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into exponential base raised to power log natural K1 over K2 raised to power K1 over K2 minus K1 minus exponential base log natural K1 over K2 raised to power K2 over K2 minus K1. Dear students, if you see this side of equation, then you can say that this log natural will be cancelled out with this exponential base. So if you cancel out this exponential base with this log natural, then we can say that Bmax is equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into K1 over K2 raised to power K1 over K2 minus K1 minus K1 over K2 raised to power K2 over K2 minus K1. So, dear students, if we solve this equation further, then we can say that this Bmax will be equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into K1 over K2 raised to power K1 plus K2 minus K2 divided by K2 minus K1 minus K1 over K2 raised to power K2 over K2 minus K1. So just solving this portion inside the bracket, we have K1 plus K2 minus K2. So after further simplification, you can say that Bmax is equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1, K1 over K2 raised to power K2 over K2 minus K1 into K1 over K2 raised to power K1 minus K2 over K2 minus K1 minus 1, because we have taken this K1 over K2 raised to power this as a common term in from this equation. So we got this type of equation. Now, dear students, if we solve it further, you can say that Bmax is equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into K1 over K2 raised to power K2 over K2 minus K1 into K2 over K1 minus K1, because we have taken this term K1 over K2 raised to power this as a common term. So the remaining amount here will be K2 minus K1. Dear students, now we will take just LCM of this K1. So this K1 will be as LCM. So this scale bracket value will be written as K2 minus K1 over K1. And if you simply say that after simplification of this whole equation, then you can say that this K2 minus K1 will be cancelled out this one, K1 with this one, here remaining will be A naught into K1 over K2 raised to power K2 over K2 minus K1. So dear students, now we have got the value of Bmax when time was Tmax. So Bmax is the maximum concentration of B that can be obtained in a consecutive reaction. Dear students, here are some possibilities. If in equation number 5, this equation number 5, if K2 is very larger than K1, then we can say that B will be equal to K1 A naught over K2 minus K1 into exponential base raised to power minus K1, because K2 is greater than K1. So using equation number 3, A is equal to A naught exponential base raised to power minus K1t. So if we put this value of A and A naught, then we can say that B is equal to K1A over K2 minus K1. So this B over A will be equal to K1 over K2 minus K1. Dear students, this condition is called transient equilibrium. This condition is called transient equilibrium when the ratio of the B and E will be equal to K1 over K2 minus K1. So the second condition is, let us suppose that K2 is very larger than K1 according to equation number 5. Then we can say according to equation number 6 that B is equal to K1A over K2. So B over A will be equal to K1 over K2, but this condition will be called secular equilibrium. So you can say that if value of K2 is greater than K1, then we will get transient equilibrium. But if we have the value of K2 that is very greater than K1, then the ratio between B and A will be equal to K1 over K2 and it will be called secular equilibrium. Dear students, now we have to find the concentration of A naught. So any expression for the time dependence of the concentration of C can be written that this A naught is equal to A plus B plus C. So we have the value of A from equation number 3, value of B from equation number 5. So if we want to determine the value of C, then we can subtract the value of A and B from this value A naught. So if we say it is A naught, this is value of A, this is value of B, this is value of C. This is A, this is B, this is C. And this C will be equal to A naught minus value of A minus value of B. So dear students, in this whole equation, this A naught is the common. If we take this A naught common here, it will be 1 minus value of A minus value of B. So this C will be equal to A naught into 1 minus this value of A minus this value of B. But this value of B has been written in the separate form because K1 over K2 minus K1 will be multiplied with e raised to power minus K1t and K1 over K2 minus K1 will be multiplied with e raised to power minus K2t. So, dear students, when we will take the value of C just by putting here in this form, because here we can take something common and the common value that we can take here from that is the exponential base raised to power minus K1t. So if we take this common, then this values inside the bracket can be written 1 plus K1 over K2 minus K1 plus K1 exponential base raised to power minus K2t divided by K2 minus K1. So dear students, if we just take the LCM of this, then we will have the LCM least common multiplier K2 minus K1. So this value 1 will be multiplied with K2 minus K1 and here it will be only K1. So inside this bracket can be written as K2 minus K1 plus K1 divided by K2 minus K1 just after simplification by cutting the common terms. So this equation will be C is equal to A naught into 1 minus exponential base raised to power minus K1t into K2 divided by K2 minus K1 because this minus K1 will be cancelled out with this plus K1 exponential base raised to power K2t divided by K2 minus K1. This is the value of C according to equation number 7. Dear students, here possibility is when K2 is very larger than K1, then K2 minus K1, this difference will be equal to K2. So exponential base raised to power minus K2 will be equal to 1 over exponential base raised to power K2t, that is nearly equal to 0. So you can say if we applying the conditions to equation number 7, this is the equation number 7, then you can say this value of C will be equal to A naught into 1 minus exponential base raised to power minus K1t. So dear students, we have obtained up till now the value of A, value of B and value of C. So from this equation you can get the concentration of C and the steady state approximation for this equation can be written by putting the conditions for the reactant B and C. Dear students, we suppose that the net rate of formation of the reaction intermediate is zero. We suppose that the net rate of the formation of the reaction intermediate is zero. So rate of formation of B will be equal to rate of consumption of B. So you can say that the net rate of the formation of B will be equal to 0. So dB over dt will be equal to 0. It means K1A minus K2B will be equal to 0. So if K2B is equal to K1A, then B will be equal to K1A over K2. If we put this value in equation number 3, using equation number 3, A is equal to A naught into exponential base raised to power minus K1T. So you can say that this value of K can be written here. So this value of B is equal to K2 over K1 into A naught into exponential base raised to power minus K1T. Dear students, this equation represents the concentration of B when B is formed at the same rate at which it is being consumed. So the rate of formation of C will be given by dC over dt. Change in concentration of C with respect to time, it will be equal to K2B. So using equation number 6, we know that dC over dt is equal to K2 K1 over K2 into A naught exponential base raised to power minus K1T. So you can say that dC over dt is equal to K1 into A naught exponential base raised to power minus K1T. Dear students, if we separate the variables and integrate the equation, that you can say that integral dC is equal to K1 A naught into integral exponential base raised to power minus K1T into dt. So when we will solve this equation, then this C will be equal to K1 A naught exponential base raised to power minus K1T over minus K1 plus integration constant. So this integration constant C, it will be, you can say that C is equal to minus A naught into exponential base raised to power minus K1T plus constant. So from this equation number 8, you can have the value of C. So dear students, this is the graph or figure number 1, which shows very clearly that if we take time along x-axis and concentration along y-axis, then you can say that with the passage of time, the concentration of A is decreasing. And a time will come that at the initial time, when the time will start, then the concentration of reactant A will decrease very rapidly. But after few seconds, it will become steady. But at the same time, when the concentration of reactant A is decreasing, you can see from here that at the same time when time is nearly equal to 0, the concentration of product B was also 0, but with the passage of time, the concentration of B started to increase, and this is the point where the concentration of B is maximum, so it will be called point B max. And the time where the concentration of B was B max, we can say it is the time T max. So dear students, here is the interesting point that when here is the time T max, then you can see in this figure that the concentration of C is just starting from time T max. So this point is very clear that when there will be value of B max, we have the value of T max, and from the value of T max, the concentration of product C will initiate, and ultimately it will increase with the passage of time. Dear students, when time was 0, C was also 0, and if we apply this condition, then this equation can be written as that 0 is equal to minus A naught plus constant, so constant is equal to A naught. Dear students, if we put this value of constant in equation number 8, So you can say that C is equal to minus A naught into exponential base raised to power minus k to t plus constant. So if we put this value, then we can say that C is equal to minus A naught into exponential base raised to power minus k1t plus A naught. So C will be equal to A naught into 1 minus exponential base raised to power minus k1t. Dear students, this is very clear from the equation and the figure number 1 that if you want to determine the kinetics of the consecutive reaction, then we have to determine the value of A, B, C, the value of B max, the value of T max. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.